Bankers whispered to politicians, socialism will make you rich. 60 years behind the throttle, the new world is right on track. The United Nations Army will enforce their global plan. From Roosevelt to Clinton, they're traitors every man. Congress sold out the country, our treasury is broke. You can't redeem America with Federal Reserve notes. The ballot box quit working, the cartridge box is freedom's king. It's all over but the fighting, the fat lady's about to sing. They stole our silver, they stole our gold, they took our steel, they took our gold. They stripped our trees and robbed our roads and sold our jobs to Mexico. Congress sold out the country, our treasury's broke. You can't redeem America with Federal Reserve notes. The ballot box quit working, the cartridge box is freedom's king. It's all over but the fighting, the fat lady's about to sing. You can call me a right-wing wacko, I read the writings on the wall. I also read the Bible, God's hammer's about to fall. Sold out. The ballot box quit working, the fat lady's about to sing.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast. The German news agency...
We interrupt this program to bring you a news bulletin from Washington.
Special report. Verdict sparks violence. National Guard troops are standing by, ready to patrol the streets of Los Angeles, rocked by widespread violence.
Local governments almost have to go with their hat in their hand to the federal government for permission to do anything.
Hello, I'm Alex Jones, and I'm a syndicated radio and television host based in Austin, Texas. And for many years, I've been exposing the criminal elite, also known as the New World Order. Throughout history, corrupt individuals in positions of power have used crises, or what is known today as terrorism, as a way to corral populations into accepting a system of more and more control. Ladies and gentlemen, I love America. I love the United States. I love our constitutional republic. I love what the red, white, and blue symbolizes. Our constitutional republic, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. And we're losing that. We've been losing that for many years in this country. So before I tell you all of this shocking information, before we reveal it with 100% documentation, it's key for you to understand that only by the population being informed and spreading this information to the grassroots can we avert this disaster. And this is a warning to the public, a warning to America, a warning to the world for those that will see this film. Ladies and gentlemen, more terrorism is on the way. September 11th was only the latest in a long line of terror events worldwide in recent history, being orchestrated by the shadow government globally to usher in a system of total control. Hence the name of this documentary film, 911, The Road to Tyranny. Now, the system of crisis creation, for the new term scarism instead of terrorism, is problem, reaction, solution. In fact, it's called the Hegelian dialectic from the philosopher Hegel. You create a crisis, you create fear, the people say to the government, something must be done, what is the government going to do about it? And then the government comes in with the prepackaged solution to take more and more freedoms, to garner more and more systematic control. And this dictatorship that we see forming globally, this New World Order, is scientific in its propaganda, in its information war against the people of this planet. So when I talk about the government being behind the September 11th attacks, I'm talking about the people that control our government. I'm talking about this society of criminals that has taken control of it. And we're going to go through all of it. We're going to talk about what the globalists want, what they're getting out of this terrorist attack, and how they preconditioned you that giving up your freedoms would be the solution. So we'll go through this large selection of documentation. And then we'll get into a key section, government prior knowledge, how people controlling the United States government, the European Union, and many other countries in this world actually engineered, funded, protected, shepherded the terrorists into this country, and how the very same group of Islamic terrorists funded and protected by the federal government were actually involved in the Oklahoma City bombing, the tragedy back in 1995. So we're going to talk about how the government had prior knowledge and how they protected the terrorist and how they funded the terrorist, and then what they're getting out of it, why they would do it. But more importantly, we're going to talk about actual government documents, actual U.S. government plans going back into the early 1960s to blow up airliners full of Americans, sink ships, you name it. Now, I know that's shocking to a lot of people and it's hard to believe, but please stay with us. We're going to go through all of it from A to Z. And if you'd like to read all of these mainstream news articles, government documents, executive orders, legislation, they're all in a special section of my website, Infowars.com, because the people using our secret weapon, the truth, are going to have to counter this system. So again, we're going to talk about how the government funded, trained, protected the terrorists, how they had prior knowledge, and then how they preconditioned us before the attack that, oh, the attack's coming, and when it does, you're going to have to give up your liberty for security. And now, 3 months after the September 11th attacks, here in late 2001, December 7th, as we're taping the show, we're seeing exactly that. So again, please stay with us for this entire presentation. Your safety, your family's safety, and the very future of the United States and the world is hanging in the balance. Because since the crisis, since the calamity of September 11th, the New World Order has come busting out of the gates, telling us that we have to accept world government and give up all of our freedoms, all of our God-given rights, or the bad terrorists are going to get us again. And you have to ask yourself, who stands to gain from all these terrorist events? Who gets more funding? Who gets more control? Who gets to be our saviors? It's the classic system, the Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution. So stay with us. Now again, I know some of you out there are saying, this is ridiculous. I don't want to hear any more of this. This guy doesn't have this evidence. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is ABC News, and this is May 1st, 2001, months before the September 11th attack. Here it is for you, in your face. Friendly fire. U.S. military drafted plans to terrorize U.S. cities to provoke war with Cuba. And it says, casualty list, that's list of dead Americans, in U.S. newspapers would cause a helpful wave of indignation or anger. And it's all right here, ABC News, May 1st. Of course, the story first broke in the Baltimore Sun on April 24th. And I actually interviewed James Bamford, who broke the story, former 2020 executive and best-selling author who found these documents that had been declassified. We believe someone leaked it inside the government, wanting to warn us of the future government attack of September 11th. But you don't have to believe these news articles, and they are posted on Infowars.com. But you do have to face the facts. You do have to face the evidence of the top secret special handling document that was only declassified in 2000. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. Signed by L.L. Lemonster, Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff. You see that? This is where the United States government actually planned to blow up airliners full of American citizens, to bomb Washington. I forgot to tell you about that. to attack the Marines at Guantanamo Bay, to blame it on the communist Cubans as a pretext to invade that country. Now, this is a United States government document, ladies and gentlemen. Top secret, special handling, and it's now been declassified. Now, that's the facts. It's been in the news before September 11th. They won't dare talk about this story after September 11th. ABC News, May 1st. Baltimore Sun, April 24th. There's the facts. The government planned this exact type of operation before September 11th. Think about it. And they even brag about how the U.S. government blew up the Maine way back at the turn